Do 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 do. Okay, folks. Know y'all been waiting for this. Gman's been waiting for this, and there's lots to discuss. Actually, here we go. So I'm on stream. I know that people get upset when I'm shirtless, so here we go. And there is the guest of honor, Gman. What's going on?
Doing good. Doing good.
All right, we have a lot to discuss. Actually, there's quite a bit. I did compile a lot of comments from people. They're just sort of very curious about sort of how you came into this agreement, and some of it's even like stemming from back in Colorado. And so it's probably best that people, for people's knowledge, to sort of start at the beginning, and in this case, towards like the end of 2019. That I guess people would subscribe and stuff, but there were a lot of comments being made. Supposedly, Shanny said that there was a comment about Shanny having a warrant in Scranton, and them having to leave Colorado, and it kind of sounded like they were fleeing Colorado because of an arrest warrant. Do you know anything about that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well, the police has been to this, and by the way, I'm actually at the location. No, the police has been here a billion different times for both of them. Rev calling for her and her calling for him. So they're both well known by the police over here. Yeah, I believe that both of them, if you ask me, have them. To be honest,
Both have warrants?
I don't know about warrants, but both of them can't necessarily like live and like stay in Scranton like long term, because if they do, they're gonna get locked up. So at least from what I understand, from what Rev told me in our little private man chats, which we're gonna be talking about a lot today.
Okay, yeah, definitely. These bro chats, these male bonding chats. I am definitely curious about that, because hey, every guy needs to do that, and unfortunately, a lot of that gets back to Shanny, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a bro chat. But yeah, so I guess I'm sure you've had a lot of time to introspect and to reevaluate a lot of things that they have told you. And I just kind of have a short list here, and you can tackle this in any order, and I can repeat them. Have you reevaluated their claims about their homes being invaded back in Colorado?
Yes, I reevaluated that, yes.
So, because previously, I think Shanny and Rev had told a story about me sending people there to dirty up the place, and we comically referred to them as the shit ninjas. And so, I guess, what is your current belief now as to what happened?
My current belief is that they're slobs and that they don't clean up after themselves, and that they probably left that place the way it was looking, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, fair enough. So as far as the tire situation, and before you answer, I'm just going to play some audio real quick so everybody can kind of get up to speed about the tire situation.
And I thought I had enough time to ride on it till I was able to buy a new one. For her to say that she has rheumatoid arthritis, cancer, bipolar, all these mental illnesses is absolutely insane. And to not even be actually diagnosed is what really blows my mind. Like, she is a narcissist through and through. And then there was another time Rev came into the store asking if I had a few quarters for the air machine outside. He said that his tire was blown out, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks." He's like, "Yeah, well, it was dry rotted, and I thought I had enough time to ride on it till I was able to buy a new one." I gave him a couple quarters. He filled the donut up that he had in his tire. He put it on, and then he left.
He said that his tire was all out. And I was like, "Oh, that sucks." He's like, "Yeah, well, if you drop it on
So you heard this person who was at the gas station at the time that it happened. you actually sent me screenshots, or I should say, just no, not screenshot, pictures of what the tire looked like, and I'm going to share them.
Show them.
So,
Show them.
so let's take a look at that. Actually, here's some right here. And when did you take this picture?
When I went there to go see it with my own two eyes. Now here's the thing. Before all of this stuff started happening, the guy I paid to get a new tire for, to get that thing replaced or whatever, he even said that it didn't look like it was slashed, but I didn't believe him. You know what I mean? I was headstrong that somebody was there because you guys because the channels were talking about the house so much and what was going on over there so much. So I have a different opinion now.
Oh wow, okay. Oh, looks like someone bought me Philly cheesesteak pizza, and it says bottom line is at the end of the day, it's all fine and well for you and your family to have this pizza and everything and whatnot. So thank you for whoever sent that pizza. They got jokes. They got jokes. You sent me another, actually quite a few pictures. Here's another one here. This looks really bad.
Yeah.
And
Again, the audio said that it was dry rotted. Keep showing the pictures.
Yeah. So
the tire.
So I'm gonna keep showing the pictures. So from what did they verbalize to you on the phone and when you got there?
One of them was claiming that they saw somebody outside or they heard somebody outside, and then one of them was telling me that they know that one of you went over there and that you guys did that to the tire because the tire was. Now I was aware of a slow leak that was in the tire, but there's a difference between that and a slow leak. So when they told me this stuff, at the time, obviously I'm going head on with you and your group or whatever. Well, not with you, with your group. I'll put it to you that way. And I took what they said to heart. I decided to believe Shanny and Red and not actually believe what the community was talking about regarding them. Because like I said, I'm here, I'm there. I can see what's going on. But on the day that this happened, obviously I wasn't there. I was too busy making my rant video, being angry about somebody coming on the property. But again, I'm the one who actually paid for that tire to be repaired, or I'm sorry, for him to get another tire and have somebody replace it or whatever. I'm the one who paid for all of that. Okay. But there's a lot of stuff that we're going to get into, but I do owe this community an apology. And mind you, I'm doing this on faith because it's not like I can say, here's my proof. Based on seeing how these two are and how they go about telling stories, especially the stuff about her having cancer, what was that, rheumatoid arthritis, and what else did she say she had?
Osteoarthritis, fibro, breast cancer.
Fibro, I think she has. The other stuff that she's talking about, I don't believe that. I don't believe she got cancer. She doesn't have a doctor's letter. There's no medical records with her saying that she has cancer. As a matter of fact, come to think about it, I think she told me it's not remission. I forget the other word that they use when they say that it's not cancerous or whatever. I forget the word.
Benign.
It's what?
Benign?
Yeah, she told me something along the lines of that when they first came here, that it wasn't cancerous. Because when you've got cancer, you have to get you have to get some type of treatment on it. Whether it's, as much as I disagree with it, whether it's chemo, whether it's what I agree with, which is immunotherapy and some other stuff. The fact of the matter is you would get treatment. Okay. And she never got none of that. She has no medical record saying that she has cancer. It'd be really easy for her to make a video response to show everybody her medical records, and you ain't going to get that. She's self-diagnosed for the majority of the things that's going on with her. The only thing I think that she actually does have is fibro.
Okay, fair enough. So one of the things that someone wanted to show you was this. Is someone giving them $100 specifically for the tire, and they wanted to know, did Shanny and Rev tell you, I can blow it up, did Shanny and Rev tell you that someone specifically donated $100 for the tire?
No, they didn't. What I do know is that his uncle periodically gave him money. And I want to get into that a little bit later in the video, but I'll talk about this now. that his uncle periodically gives him money, and then he didn't have enough money to take care of the tire the way he wanted. So I ultimately ended up paying for it. I paid for the guy to come over. I paid for the guy to find a cheap tire and to change everything and whatnot. So I didn't know that people in the community was giving them money for that stuff.
And
But I have a question though.
Yeah.
I have a question. Somebody in this community said that somebody donated them $500. Is that true?
That's something that Shanny and Rev had stated, I want to say within the last week or two, and now they've retracted it. There's been no evidence that is the case, but that is something Shanny and Rev put out there in one of their very recent videos.
Because $500 is enough for them to get another week where they're at.
It is.
Or even at a better hotel.
It is, and that's what people were pointing out. And recently, Jason has now stated that no one ever said that, even though there are, and you'll see it on Burnt Toast video, you might see it on my channel. Once people compile that previous statement and then play Rev's recent statement that he had never stated, but you've already seen them contradict themselves before, stating that they have no food or no electricity, but yet they're eating and they're streaming. So it's not a surprise.
Yeah, people got to know that this is important, and this is for Christians and the people who donate to them. And I'm not trying to stop nobody from donating. I want to know nobody get confused with this or anything like that. When you see Rev asking for money for food and he's looking in the other direction, they don't need food. If you see him asking for food and he's looking over there or he's looking over there to get Shanny's approval, they don't need food. They're looking for Delta 8 at that particular point. All right. And that's important. And the reason why I know this is because when they're hungry, they contact everybody when they're hungry. Going on YouTube saying I haven't eaten in a few days or whatever, and then having all this energy 3 or 4 hours afterward means that they're getting Delta 8 in their system and they're getting goofy and everything and whatnot. So I saw a recent video that he did. He was asking for money for food or whatever, and he was looking over there. I said, no, that's Delta 8. And there's a lot of times when I was dealing with them before I decided to start making these videos where I picked up on that. Did you get the pictures regarding how much Delta 8 I used to give them? And mind you, that was a little bit compared to what I was actually getting them, on certain other days.
The picture where you're holding up what looks like some sort of pink object? That picture?
No. That's not me. That's Shanny doing that. I think that's Shanny. Is that me or Shanny? I don't know.
Someone's holding a pink object?
No. On the floor, I think I sent you a bunch of pictures of Delta 8, Delta, and like the gummies, the edibles. There should be a large pictures. It's about maybe, no, it's not that. Nope. I have to send you the picture again. I'll send it via email again.
Can't look at the G booty. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Because there's a picture I sent you. I'm surprised you didn't get it. And it was a whole maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe about $300 to $500 worth of it.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm looking
like
at
all
my
this
email
garbage
now.
about $20 and all. I can't wait until we get into all of this because they ain't nothing but a bunch of liars.
So they're going live, and you've been there when they've had food, and you've heard these claims, and you know that they have food.
No. Let me show you something here. I would come here, right, and there would be garbage like all over the floor here. Right? I don't know if you can see this or not. There'll be garbage all over the floor here.
There you go.
There'll be garbage on the ground and garbage all over there. They would have food in the refrigerator. They would have food here. But let me show you something. Let me make sure this is still here. The food in the garbage. Hold on. 1 second. I'll show you. Okay, like I would come here and they would tell me they wouldn't have no food. Give me a second here. Hold on. And you would see things like soup here. You would see grits. You would see rice, which is still here. You would see sauce here. You would see all the food that somebody was sending them. There's still cereal here. You know what I mean? He didn't want to take it because he was Shanny don't cook. You know what I mean? My workers do a lot of the stuff in the garbage, but there was a lot of food in these cabinets, but you had to cook it, and they didn't like to cook.
Wow.
And they used to make me mad. And they used to come here, and they make me come all the way down here from New Jersey or Philadelphia. And then I would come over here and I would have food, and they didn't even finish the food that they had here. And they was crying about wanting medication all the time.
So the food that they wanted to have, I guess you have an idea as specific, because it's like grits and rice. Those are staples of, your morning and dinner. I mean, some people eat rice all throughout the day, right? Especially when they're hungry. So they didn't want that stuff. They didn't want staples. What kind of food did they want?
They wanted like Hot Pockets. They wanted like anything that was quick that you can throw in the microwave. They didn't want to cook. They didn't want anything that you can actually go on the stove and you had to actually cook. And this stuff goes very fast. Sometimes they couldn't get to it fast enough before it went bad. And it used to drive me crazy. I was like, why are you guys spending all of this money on this frozen stuff? And it doesn't last long. And even Red told me when we went shopping at Walmart on multiple occasions, don't get that, but that'll be going tomorrow. Don't get this will be going tomorrow. And as soon as you get in front of them, oh no, we got to get the Hot Pocket. We got to get the stuff that they actually like. They're very picky about what they want. But as far as like food, please, there's still food here now that they don't want.
So they were never really starving. Anytime that they said that they were starving in the house, they always had food, as far as you know.
There was a couple of times I came here and all they had was what was it? I think they had like maybe two or three pieces of bread. I think, but that was only 2 times I came here. The rest of the time they had food here where they only wanted choice food. You know what I mean? There was a time when his car had a flat or it wasn't operating right or didn't have gas or something like that. And from where I'm at, you have to actually go about a half a mile to get to the dollar store or to get to a store where you can get things that's affordable. And the convenience market is right down the street. I used to tell them, why don't you just go to the dollar store where everything is like cheap, like $20 can get you a loaf of bread, it can get you peanut butter and jelly, it can get you ramen noodles, it can get you this, get you hot dogs, you know what I mean, it can get you juice. And he would never do that. He would go to the convenience market. You know what I mean? It requires some exercise for him to walk over there, but he never wanted to do it. He used to drive me crazy. So when I had to come all the way from where I was to come over here to do it, naturally, they was going to hear my mouth a little bit.
Oh wow!
I'm not mean when it comes to like trying to feed people, but I just don't like picky people where they're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't like this. I don't care if you don't like it. It's edible. You can eat it. You can survive.
Wow, especially when they have no income and they're not trying to obtain any sort of income. It just seems like they're just laying up and just depending on you to make their lives easier.
They went through 740 or something like that dollars in 2 weeks for food.
Wait.
In 2 weeks when they had those stamps.
Whoa.
They went through that in 2 weeks. I was like, you're broke already?
Wait, that's food stamp money or your money?
Yeah, EBT card.
So they went through over $700 worth of EBT in 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
What were they buying?
In 2 weeks. Then I remember one time when it was really cold in here, and they were saying that they was eating, that they had nothing in here to eat. Like they was calling me on the phone all the time. We ain't got nothing. Brother, could you just send $10 or $15? And I was doing it, and then I came here, and there was a big fat pack of hot dogs down here in the refrigerator. There's a big fat pack of hot dogs in the refrigerator.
Yes, no.
You know what I mean? And they're telling me that they don't got no food, but then they're asking me for $10 here, $5 here. The number that people got to watch out for is 25 and 30, because that means they want Delta 8. You got to watch out for that number, because when they ask for 25 and 30, that means they're looking for medication.
So it seems like they were prioritizing drugs. It seems like they were prioritizing drugs over food, especially when they had 2 kids in the house.
It gets better. See, this is when I differentiate Shanny from Rev, right? What a lot of people on here may not know is that Rev's uncle was still supporting him a little bit. Rev's uncle would come over, and Rev, I dare you to lie about this, dude. Okay, I dare you to lie about this. Where his uncle would give him $200, and the moment Shanny found out he had that money, my leg, my arm, and you know what I mean. And she needed some Delta 8 because she was in excruciating pain. And all of the money would go on that instead of like gas, which is an essential, which was an essential at the time. As a matter of fact, if he would have just took $100 of that money during that time when it was cold and put and called the gas company, they would have came over, they would have put the gas in the tank, and they would have had heat for 3 or 4 days. You know what I mean? Or they could have went to the gas station and got some oil or whatever and put it in those tanks, and they would have had heat. You know what I mean? So they wasn't prioritizing their money. When they got it, one of their major priorities is that Delta 8, because they're convinced Rev needs it to stay calm and to be able to be even-minded, and then Shanny needs it in order to get rid of her pain, which is a bunch of baloney.
Wow, it's because you and I remember speaking to Rev, And he never needed Delta 8 to function, to have conversations with us for hours. He never needed that.
Shanny got him on it. Shanny got him on it. Shanny got him on it.
Oh, wow. So
Shanny got him on it.
a lot of us speculated that she has him hooked on a few different things, including her. And so it sounds like you're confirming that Shanny has created a sort of a chemical dependence for Rev to his detriment.
They tried to get me to try that mess, and I never did. Thank God I didn't. I don't even know what this stuff tastes like, and I'm glad I don't.
It makes you very tired, I'll tell you that. It gives you something called couch lock.
It makes them goofy. When they use it, they get really goofy, and they get very confident all of a sudden, and they get goofy, and they don't care about nothing when they're using that stuff. As a matter of fact, have you used it before?
I have. I actually have Delta 8 sitting here.
You know the oils, right?
Yes,
I would come over here sometimes because, like I said, I have a way of where I can get it wholesale. I don't pay it for retail. I used to bring about $150 worth of that stuff over here, right? And I'll say, okay, you get like 5, and this person get 5 or whatever, like 10 and 10 or whatever, right? And
rip my fucking
Rev
thing
used to
off
tell
after
me
being in
out
here.
of like 12
Yeah.
or 15 or even
It's
20 of
sterile
them,
and
he may
disgusting
get
after
2 of
being
them.
in here.
Shanny would consume all of it.
Wow.
I remember
What the
one
fuck?
time
You
I brought
gotta
them
fuck
4 boxes, not the 8, not just the packs, boxes of the edibles, and it was gone in 2 days. 2 days, and it wasn't even him. It was Shanny that used all of it.
Wow.
In 2 days.
Yeah, I saw her with 3 vape pens.
Can you guys hear me?
Sorry, I had to mute myself. I had to turn off some super chat stuff. So yeah, that's ridiculous. Like that's quite a bit. That is quite a. So if they're spending this much money on drugs, it's not a surprise that
Drugs. Wait a minute. Okay, I'll tell you what. That's how you view it. I'm different, so I want to make sure I put that out. But
Okay,
anyway,
well, okay. On their medication, they were spending quite a bit
it ain't
of money.
medication either.
Okay, the substances that they were consuming that's not food.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
The substances were taking priority over food. So my question is, how are they feeding the boys sufficiently if they're spending all this money and effort to acquire these substances?
Well, that's where the EBT thing came from. They would use the EBT card to get them food, and then I would come over and I would buy food, and the kids would eat that way. Rev will always tell me that the kids ate a lot of food, which to a small degree, he's right, but they're growing children. They're going to eat a lot of food. It got to the point where Shanny and Rev had a lot of the food in the room with them instead of downstairs, and they had to go in the room and go to them to get the food. But at the end of the day, they could have had more had they used the money for food instead of using it for Delta 8. And if I wasn't around, the situation here would have been a lot worse.
So who had direct access to the food? Because we did notice on one of the streams, the boys had to come and like beg Shanny for food. And so what the speculation was that Shanny had a mini fridge or some sort of container or an area where she kept all the food and she dealt it out to everybody.
No mini fridge. No mini fridge. She would keep it to the. Did you get the picture where you can see her head and you can see the side of her? Did you get that picture?
Yeah.
Okay. So amongst all of that mess over there was her side. The other side, the other side that was further away from Shannon, that was Rev's side. So you would see some of the food there, and you would see some of the food on the floor there. So what you're looking at right there, that's Shanny's side right there. The opposite side would be Rev's side, right? And they would have some of the food there, and they would have the other amount of the food on the other side. And they took it from downstairs because they were saying that they would eat it too fast.
The boys would eat the food too fast if they left it, so they had to. Okay.
But to be perfectly honest, and I've been wanting to say this for a while to Shanny, that's Shanny's fault for not getting up and actually cooking meals. You know what I mean? And just buying quick food all the time, because by the time you buy like about maybe 4 or 5 of those Hot Pockets, when you go to Walmart, that's $50. You know what I mean? And then if you go, and mind you, they go through that stuff really, really, really fast. Then they get like DiGiorno, which they go through like in a couple of minutes. You know what I mean? And when I used to come here, I used to get them, the pizzas. I used to get them the Hot Pockets, but nowhere near the way they did it. I would get them stuff that they had to actually cook. You know what I mean? And a lot of that stuff used to irritate me because I used to come here and a lot of that stuff would be in the garbage. Some of the stuff is still in the cabinets now. It's just ridiculous.
So so they're wasting food, right? Hold on. So they're buying food that's easy to microwave. Shanny is essentially hoarding a lot of it near her, and so it ends up being an issue with you because one, they're wasting money, they're wasting resources, wasting your time, and at the same time, trash is accumulating that they don't want to take out. Because there was a video that Rev had done a few weeks ago where he was complaining about a fly problem that had evidently.
That's the room that's right here. There was a bunch of flies going around because nobody wanted to clean up the garbage bags, and nobody wanted to close the windows. Nobody wanted to do what they needed to do in here. You know what I mean? I had to come here. I had to put fly traps up. I had to close the windows. I had to wipe everything down. And it's like, I have to come here and do this, and I shouldn't have to if I'm not staying here. That's why I used to laugh at you guys when you guys thought I lived here with them. I said, no, not even close. I wasn't living here with them.
I can't imagine feeling safe when there's a whole bunch of flies around, because it happens. You get a fruit fly in, everybody going to work and school, you come back and you have a colony, right? It definitely happened. But
it wasn't just fruit flies. It was fruit flies and it was regular flies.
So there's two different species of flies infesting the house while they're just living. So were the flies in the boys' room too? No,
they were mainly down here. Most of the flies were down here because this is where all the trash was. Matter of fact, the table that I'm using right now was the table that the gray cat Gavin, they call, was coming on top of this table, peeing all over the table. And I used to get mad at them because, again, Shanny spent the majority of her time in that room, whereas Rev was perfectly energetic to do whatever he needed to do, and he didn't want to come down here and wipe it down. I had to get the boys to do it, to come down here and clean it, because I told them if they didn't do it, the cats had to go. And I wasn't joking.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because people were actually very, very concerned about the cats, and they were wondering sort of, what were the cats doing? Were they being taken care of? And sort of now, what are the conditions of the cats?
The cats seem to be doing just fine. When I saw them, they both look fat. They both look like they're still eating. They seem to be okay. They're all sharing that one little room that they're in. They seem to be all right.
Okay, well, that's a relief. At least the cats are being taken care of, unlike the certain other humans.
And by the way, in case I didn't do it, I want to apologize to the community again for what apparently is looking like a false accusation of people coming to this house, which caused me to go into the park late at night like an idiot and rage the way I did when I was in the park. I don't have no proof that nobody wasn't here, but considering how Shanny and Rev, the things that they're doing now, and some revelations that I'm coming to regarding them, and how much they lie on social media, you know what I mean? No, I'm not buying it no more. I'm not buying it because even the person who fixed the tire said that it looked like somebody was driving on the flat with it or whatever. The problem was this. I had to go by you, who I was not that crazy about, and what other people was on here was talking about, versus two people that I semi got along with. That was Shanny and Rev, and obviously my friend, who was one of the people that fixed the that actually fixed the tire or whatever. So I owe y'all an apology for that.
So that's very big of you, and I'm sure that there's the people who that apology is owed towards will.
Ms. Parker, Dragnauct, and whoever the Dragoons is out in my head that I was thinking that was here. There's only but so many atheists that I know of that live in Pennsylvania. So
yeah,
I don't even know if they're affiliated with you, to be honest.
So yeah, a lot of people just watch me, to be honest. But it's so given your experiences with Shanny and Rev, have you had a change of heart, or have you had any sort of moment where you reevaluated a lot of the lies that you were told and sort of just reaction channels in general?
Okay, as far as I'll get to the reaction thing in a minute, but as far as the relationship that I have with Shanny and Rev, or how I look at them when they talk about people on the internet, some of the stuff that people are saying online about them is true, and a lot more of what they're saying about them is true, because Rev grew up a spoiled brat that didn't know how to take care of himself, and then Shanny is an entitled brat who wants everything done for her. Together, they make two slobs that don't like to clean up at all. You know what I mean? So I can't argue with that. As far as the reaction channels go, do you really want me to talk about that right now?
I mean,
we're getting along.
I mean, because it seems like you and Shanny and Rev don't like reaction channels, but it seems like y'all are kind of reacting to each other.
I'm not reacting to them. What I'm doing is see, here's the thing. Me and you got a bit of a disagreement on what a reaction is and what because I react when I watch the videos.
Okay.
I respond after I see the videos.
Ah, okay.
So you didn't see how I was responding when for example, Shanny was getting all ghetto on that last stream that she did or whatever. You know what I mean? I was laughing my behind off, but when I got on YouTube, I had something constructive to say, but I was just laughing because I thought it was funny.
That's
Not
her,
to mention I thought she was a hypocrite too. Huh?
That's her Shaniqua personality. That's what we call a Shaniqua.
Did you show everybody this yet?
Not yet.
Because I was telling the truth about this.
So we're gonna get to that. So I wanted to ask though. So people are curious about your original motivation for trying to help them ever since they were in Colorado, because there's a famous video, the Eviction video, where I need Gman. Someone severely get me Gman now, and so I mean it's funny, right? So people were wondering what was your motivation for helping them out since then till now.
Well, because you know this because you was in the Great Debate Days. You was around during the Great Debate Days. I was affiliated and friends with Shanny before all of this mess ever happened, before they gave me a house and everything. And I think I had a genuine, sincere friendship with her. I ain't know that much about her, but I had a YouTube internet friendship with her. Rev off and on, because he used to go into Nadia's room or whatever. When all of this stuff started happening, I think it was nothing but a bunch of confusion. And Shanny responded or reacted, whatever you want to call it, to what she perceived was using her or stealing from her or whatever, to such a degree that I got kicked out of here. You know what I mean? In a very ungodly, illegal way, looking back at it. But my motivation for helping them is that I'm a Christian. I believe in trying to help people who don't have it. They did something nice for me. I am the kind of person that if you do something for me, I won't forget it. Don't care how much you don't like me or whatever. I will do what I can to try to repay the favor. And several family members of mine are telling me, including some Christians, are telling me that I go a little bit too far with it. But I do believe in repaying people when they do something nice for me. You know what I mean? Especially when I really, 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 really need it. I don't forget stuff like that. So my main motivation was to try to repair my relationship with them. Whether or not they was going to give this back to me or not, that was up to them or whatever. Because at that particular point, I was just done with it. I figured they was going to condemn the place or something like that at some point or whatever. Did I send you the pictures of the tall grass and how this place looked when I finally did come back here?
No, I don't have that. But as a quick aside,
some of the grass was higher than some of the shrubs. The grass was like I'm 5'11". The grass came up to my waist. It was high.
I believe you.
You know what I mean?
As a quick aside, there's people sending super chat said apology to burnt toast would be nice, since a lot of the direct you.
For what?
One of the videos that you had made was threatening her evidently, so people were saying that the apology should.
Oh, you're talking about when she went on Zillow.
Yes.
All right, burnt toast. I apologize to you, burnt toast, for whatever I said to you. I don't remember what I said word for word because my mind's been somewhere else lately. Regarding the whole Zillow thing and whatnot, which I still wish you would have never did that, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna do again. But like I said, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for going off on you for doing that.
Okay. All right. So you.
Now I'm being. You see my face, and you know why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because. I'm not 5 minutes off of burnt toast, so it's kind of like I don't really want to talk about her right now.
That's why I think it's just we can address it more in detail later. At least it's out there.
I apologize to burnt toast. I will not. I will do my research before I go off on her next time.
That would probably be best. But so your Christian duty and sort of your personal morals motivated you to sort of help out Shanny and Rev, and there are people sort of wondering, was part of that motivation your continued assistance with them even after they seem just absolutely obstinate about not getting jobs? Was part of that the boys and their presence there?
That's a meaty question. Okay, so people gotta understand something here. Even though I was helping them in Colorado, Shanny was still sending me a lot of hate mail. via text message. We were talking about this before we went live, via text message and via video messages. Because as a lot of you know, I was at a wake, and then she sent me a whole bunch of stuff about race and everything with me to me via video. And I'm gonna let you guys listen to it in a minute. Shanny said she never did it. As a matter of fact, can somebody go on Twitch and see if she's saying right now she never said it, so I can make her look stupid, so I can show everybody what I'm talking about?
She'll make an excuse for it, but if you already have the video ready to play the audio, then we just go ahead and play it, and I'll make sure I turn you up.
All right. So before I do that, the boys and Rev was my number one motivation. The boys, because they can't take care of themselves. The end. You know what I mean? There's nothing to say about that. They cannot take care of themselves. They can barely function in here, as far as I was concerned. As far as Rev goes, Rev gave me this house, so I feel a obligation almost with him to try to help him. As a matter of fact, can I tell you a quick story about that real quick?
Go for it.
Because I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I made a video. I'd like to get your opinion on this. I made a video on the Sewing and Reaping channel, and I said that that if I catch them lying to me about the tire, particularly Rev, that if he lied about the tire, I'm not giving him nothing if I rent or sell this place or whatever. I'm not giving him nothing, because I feel like they put my freedom on the line, because I can get in a lot of trouble for that. You understand what I mean? So I got a sister who was semi-supporting them. You know what I mean? It was time that they heard that they had no food. So when I came over, part of the money that I would bring here came from family members.
And I think your sister made them a pie at one point.
Mm-hmm. And they made them a pie. They was actually going to do something really nice. They was going to buy them a brand new bedroom set. They was going to put some furniture in here. Wow. Because we was under the assumption that they was going to go get a bloody job. We was under the assumption of that. What changed my mind about all of that was when he turned down that job. I wanted them out of here after that. You know what I mean? And I mean, like, seriously. I'm not talking about no temper tantrum. I wanted them out of here, because now I'm thinking that there's something going on here, because he doesn't want to work. If you don't want to work, how are you going to support yourself? You know what I mean? So I stuck with them because of the boys and because of this obligation I felt like I owed to Red.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I didn't have, he was there and he helped me out. So in that, he's right. Where he's wrong is that he's doing absolutely squat for himself. It's like they're just laying down waiting to die, and they just think people should just help them. And I don't operate like that. They're not going to get that with me. Now, I do want to play some audio here for some people. This will give you guys a little bit of context. I'll send Dragnauct all of the entire conversation that's here, except for one thing. Rev and Shanny showed me what they owed for their rent, which was about $6,000, $6,076.23 for the place that they had in Colorado. Yeah, so I can't show that because that's legal issue. So I can't show that.
That's fine.
But I got into a conversation with her about Rev watching hentai, whatever the heck that meant.
Hentai. So the hentai is animated pornography. Like, you watch anime, you're familiar with it. Veckle,
yeah.
I'm sure y'all. So it's the pornography version of that.
Okay, so Rev was watching this, and I'm going back and forth, giving advice, and I shouldn't do that sometimes, because when I do, Shanny turned it into a race thing.
Really?
Now, the funny thing is, when she did this, I was actually at a wake. Okay, I'm in the middle of mourning because somebody very close to me passed away.
Right.
And I'm gonna play every last one of these videos. First of all, this is the picture that she gave me. I'll send you the entirety over Skype, my screenshots. She gave me the middle finger.
Let me hold on 1 second. Because she's flicking you off in this picture.
Yeah, she's giving me the middle finger there. Okay. Right?
All right. Yeah,
and then these are the videos you're going to be listening to. I'm going to play the videos. And then I'll send them to you. Or I'll make a YouTube video in private and then send it to you where you can see all of it.
Yeah, whatever's easier.
Here we go.
No, Jesus didn't tell me to give you the finger. But I gave you a finger so you could be rebuked sharply so you could turn from your ways. You're being wrong, and you're going after white people to try to teach them a fucking lesson. What are you teaching them? That hate against hate?
Now, I gotta warn some people. I think now, if it's not this series of videos, it's the other series of videos. The N-word is used, so I forget which video because I'm not prepared for these. I'm just gonna play them so that you can all hear it. I don't know what she's gonna say. All right.
All right. So I'm Shanny.
I love this shit personally, mostly because it's fucking you, G-Man. Do I honestly want someone else to go through the same fucking bullshit I did? Like, you black people, you don't see how racist you can be toward white people. They say one thing out of line and you all jump on everyone's case, but it's okay to call us white devils, white bitches, whatever you want to fucking say. We say one thing and you act like assholes.
Okay, I guess better. Let's keep going.
What did she?
Fuck up, G-Man. You damn well know this isn't about fucking YouTube, but your fucking soul. And don't be like you're cussing. I know I'm fucking cussing. You know why? Because I have the spirit of Elijah and he cussed too. So if you have a problem with Elijah, then go to God.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
You're trying to blame me for trying to get views. What the fuck did you think that I would want to go in the room with Miss Parker after the fucking shit she said to me?
Hold on.
Oh my God, G-Man, when are you going to realize this isn't about fucking YouTube? I'm not trying to gain brownie points. I'm actually trying to do the right thing as a believer in Christ. Okay? As a believer in Christ, you have to take a stand in doing the right thing. Not acting like the world like you are.
And mind you, this ain't the first time I went through this.
You to defend me because, frankly, you trying to defend me makes things actually worse. Because you keep bringing up the fucking subject over and over again, and I'm trying to move on with my life. Like, are you over it? Are you over it? Because, you know what? Maybe I should take it back when I called you. Because, you know what? You were the one who said you were going to rob me. And I got so much crap for you saying you were going to rob me. You're the one who did evil upon me. And I took the crap for it. So don't even.
So now she's talking about taking back the word and whatnot, right? Let me make sure this is the right one. Hold on.
I don't need you to defend me.
Okay, no. That's not the one. This is the one right here.
You don't even admit on your channel the reason why I called you that is because you said you were going to rob me and take everything from me. You don't even admit it on your channel. And I don't say anything addition to it, do I? You're a bitch and a coward.
Remember now, I'm helping them financially.
I don't want you to defend me. I never wanted you to defend me. I wanted you to be my fucking friend. But unfortunately for you, you want to go around and play head games with people instead of actually being a true preacher in Christ.
Okay, is this the same one?
Like, seriously, what the hell does Sam doing a really bad, horrible joke have anything to do with Jesus Christ? What does it have anything to do with Jesus Christ? It has nothing. You just want to get revenge on people. And you know what? Vengeance should be the Lord's, not yours. Guess what? I don't care what you know about Sam. What is your point? To destroy this person? You really want to destroy another human being? You already destroyed me enough, G-Man, with the racist stuff. You already destroyed me. You're going to go after another human? You're going to be judged on this. You're going to be judged hard on this.
I don't know how much more of this garbage I can listen to. Anyway.
G-Man, I may be poor, but I am wise. And the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay? If selling my soul out requires me to get money, I don't want the money. I don't want the money. Okay? You're the one who wants to sue the pants off people. I just want them to get better and not to do it to other people again. But you're after the money, and this whole thing is about money and antagonizing people for money. It's fucking gross, G-Man. It's fucking gross. And not anything Christ would condone.
So anyway, if you read the text messages here that I'm going to send you, and some of the other stuff. You'll see the racial stuff that she gets into, and she did this during the time when I was at a wake. So, like I said, I put up with this a lot. I put up with it toward the end of them being in Boulder. I put up with this nonsense when they moved into the uncle house, and I put up with this nonsense over here. And enough is enough. Period. I'm not going through it no more. Shanny's a manipulator, and she can go try to manipulate somebody else, because I ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah, that's a little excessive, I have to say. Just a tiny bit excessive. But I mean, that is sort of Shanny's MO, is just sort of being excessive.
I got a lot of this. I got this on Facebook. I got this on this. I got this on probably all three of my phones. On the other phone that I got at my place, there's a lot of this where she goes off, and then she does call me the N-word a couple of times, and then Rev has to contact me and then say to me that oh, you know, Shanny, I told Shanny she shouldn't have said that, and they said that when they were living here.
So you're paying,
when they were living here.
So you're supplying them with food and money, and they're just calling you all kinds of N-words and this, that, and the other. That's some.
Anytime they don't get their way. When they get their way, brother, we love you. I love you in the Lord Jesus Christ. And the Lord give you $1 million. We love you. When everything is all hunky-dory, lovey-dovey. But when we got a disagreement, I'm all kinds of ends and all kinds of things like that and whatnot. And like I said, I'm glad I'm free now, because I ain't got to put up with that nonsense no more.
Yeah, I will say this, G-Man. You have a lot more patience than me. You have a whole, I would have kicked your big ass out in a heartbeat, because that's a big no-go. But you know what? Hey, you know, you had enough. But there's been some weirdness, and we about 10 more minutes of this live show, and then we're going to switch over to sort of the after show for channel members. But you've been wanting to show this, what I call it, a death note. So Rev wrote something down, and you have it here. Actually, let me blow you up so people can see this, because you referenced this last time. Let me remove myself.
That's just right there.
So what? Okay.
And I'll read it.
Yeah,
if
go
you
ahead
want
and read it, because people can't really.
Okay, so it says, Satanist, rapist, psychopath, Dragnauct the bully, Alfred Mims, Houston, Texas. Lord Jesus, avenge the afflicted. And this is in Rev's writing.
So when did he write that?
I have no idea. I just saw it and I was like, what the heck is this? And then he was like, well, and then he went upstairs. Literally, that's what happened.
Wait, what did you see? I'm sorry. You got to do that again.
And then he went upstairs. You know what I mean? So
he gave you a goofy laugh and then just ran upstairs? I'm
going to show you where it was. I'm going to show you right now where it was. Hold on. I'll show you exactly where this was sitting when I found it. So that Shanny and Rev can't lie.
I can't believe he wrote a death note.
It was sitting right here. We were sitting here with a bunch of other notebooks and stuff. It was sitting right up here. That's the bummer about what happens when you give somebody something and everything in that place is theirs. Because then I can do whatever I want with what's in here. That's the bummer about it.
I was not expecting that at all. That's a new one for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the bummer. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So okay. Let's tackle sort of one more thing. You have strongly, and I mean strongly, alluded to the fact that Shanny is abusive, and I think that all of us here agree based on her track record.
Oh, let me tell you about that. You know, as a matter of fact, we skipped that altogether when we were supposed to talk about the time that me and Rev had our discussions about you know, the male bonding and whatnot. Shanny, I hope you're watching, Shanny. I hope you're watching. And you know what, Rev, if I were you, I would start doing this, because that's what you're going to need to do to them. First of all, Rev's not the only person that's ever attacked those kids. Shanny did too. In Boulder, Colorado, she body slammed one of them.
Wait.
Rev told me in the Durango, when we was going to go buy food, when we were doing male bonding, that Shanny body slammed one of the boys in Boulder, Colorado. It ain't just no Rev. Shanny does it too.
Shanny body slammed.
And I've been carrying that one for a while. I've known about this for long before CPS ever took him. I would say for about maybe 2 months before CPS finally took him. The only reason I didn't say anything, because Rev didn't do what he did. After Rev did what he did, you know what I mean? I started like taking pictures. I started like paying a lot more attention to what was going on, you know, regarding them and their kids. And that's why I took offense when people were saying that Gman's, you know, he's condoning the children going to. No, the heck I'm not. I'm the one clothing them. I'm the one feeding them. Oh, it's another little secret. Okay. and this is going to make Shanny mad. Shanny's probably going to get on here and rage to death about this. Her youngest son, and I'm pretty sure CPS knows this. I don't know why. Maybe it's a religious practice or whatever. But her youngest one,
You don't have to say his name. It's fine. It's fine. You don't say his name. We know who it is.
Yeah, the youngest one. He never wore underwear.
What?
He never wore underwear. He wore pants, but there was never no underwear underneath his pants. He would never wear underwear.
I know grown men that do that. They call it going commando, but I saw.
Well, the problem is that there's been several times where I said, do you want me to go buy them some underwear? No, he doesn't wear underwear. Just get them some jeans and a shirt. You know what I mean? And it was so cold in here, I got them like 15 hats. And I am not exaggerating. I bought them a lot of hats. I bought the boys some coats. I bought them some jeans, some shirts. You know what I mean? I bought Rev some clothes. Shanny's a little bit more difficult because Shanny, like I got her a big hoodie. I bought her like a 5 or a 7X.
The fact that you could find any clothes for that woman amazes me. Period.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to find something for her size, but I did find something. I bought her the sweater. I don't know if I told you this, but I bought her some booty shorts. I bought her some
And she asked for that. She asked for the booty shorts?
Yeah, she asked me to get her booty shorts. Yep. And I can't prove it today, but if I get time and I go through these enough, I'm gonna prove that Shanny was flirting with me via text message. Because it wasn't just what she was doing on video. She was flirting with me on text message too. And I'm gonna show her. Oh, wait a minute. I can prove it. I can. It's on this phone.
Okay, we're gonna so
I'm gonna text message you them. Yeah. I want you to hear what she said to me the night that she caught him doing and Rev don't even know this, but I'm gonna show maybe she'll make a video talking about it, but I'm gonna show you the text messages where she said she will rock my world. That ain't what she said. I think you know what she said.
Yeah, we
said
heard
that she will rock my brains out. She will rock my brains out if I kick Rev out the house. As a matter of fact, it was a couple of different times she wanted me to kick him out the house, and she said that me and her could. Oh,
so this is more than this is before the alleged cheating by Rev. This is before then.
Oh yeah.
So she's tried to kick him out previously and then get with you.
Yeah, there was a time it happened before the newest incident happened, and then during the newest incident was when she said she wanted to rock my world. But I have all this up on my phones. My eyes was hurting staring at all these pictures, and I have to because I got a lot of stuff on these phones. You know what I mean? And I have to dig through these things. There's what I got through email, and there's what I got at Facebook. I have different things that I can send you. You can see for yourself. The people know I'm not lying.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean.
People definitely love the receipts. So we're gonna take a break before we start the after show, Gman, and then give you some time. I'm gonna actually put it off until let's say about 30 minutes from now. That'll give you time to go get something cold to drink, look through your stuff, and do what you got to do. It's gonna be the same link, but we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Is there sort of any last sort of word comments before we end this?
No, I'm done with them. That's all I got to say. I'm completely done with them.
Okay.
The only thing I want to say is regarding Rev is that he has one major supporter in my family. And my sister told me, and she told me this yesterday, that I better not go back on my word with him. And she's saying that because she told me that she believes, I don't know how you feel about this, but she told me that she believes that Shanny is the one that's telling him to make those videos, and that he wouldn't be doing any of those things unless Shanny told him to do it.
I kind of believe that. Yeah, I kind of believe that.
And that I should give him money, enough money to pay for his rent for a year or help him get back on his feet, but don't give Shanny nothing. And that ain't how she said it. She gave me some colorful metaphors about what I better not do for Shanny, or I will lose a lot of support from my own family. So
yeah,
I'm in a difficult spot right now.
Well, so the hard part is, how do you verify that Rev isn't just going to go and give everything to Shanny? Because he will. If there was a way for him to say, you know what, I'm done with her, I'm going to move on with my life and be a better person, get a job, I would personally support.
I could give the money to you, and then he has to prove to you that, or somebody on YouTube or whatever, I can give them the money. And then what they can do is, because if it's 10 grand, you're going to be holding that money, and until he proves that he's actually out there looking for a job or has a job, then the money won't be released to him.
Well, he would have to contact me. He would have to contact me privately. We would have to work something out before any money exchanges any hands. But I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's going to be an uphill battle for Rev to actually wrest himself from the claws of that beast. So, but on
I
that
gotta
note,
talk to my sister too, because there's other things that he can do. If he can't get a job, he has to at least apply for disability, get it. He has to get an apartment, and he's got to prove he's going to use that money to better himself. And not one nickel can be used for Delta 8 or tobacco or alcohol or anything like that. Not one nickel.
I got you. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go ahead and end this. Thank you for joining me, G-Man. We're going to take a 30-minute break. We're going to go on the members-only stuff. Check the community tab, folks, for the after show. So on that